Hey there guys, I hope your day is going well. My name is Rodor and today we're going to be playing some American Truck Simulator. And you might be asking why, and the answer is I've had a request to do this game a couple times now. It's been a while since I was last requested, but there's a Wyoming update coming out in a few days, so I started playing it again. I had to remake my character, so I do have some mods on that allow me to progress faster. We're going to be taking this Walbert load up to Washington. Don't really know how this video is going to be edited. I am playing with a controller, by the way, but I don't know how this video is going to be edited. It'll probably just be me talking a bit more comparatively to some of the stuff I've done recently. A little bit more jump cut editing. We'll see how it goes. I don't really have anything planned to talk about, so yeah, I guess just whatever happens, I guess. Like I said, I don't really have anything planned to talk about here, so I guess I could just kind of talk about some stuff I guess I wanted to talk about for a little bit now. Mostly in regards to like how I'm handling trying to transition the channel in the way that I have. It's been difficult, especially for me. I'm trying to get this into a work pattern, and for those of you that don't know, what that means is when I wake up on certain days, I need to hit a certain number of recordings, and then other days I need to hit a certain number of edits to try and get everything running on a smooth schedule. And that's not necessarily the easiest thing to do. If any of you run a YouTube channel for your own, then you'll probably understand. But if you don't, it sounds easier than it really is. And it's not that it's overly hard, it's just, it's different. It's difficult to get into it, especially when you haven't really had to do a whole lot in years. And trying to get back into that workflow pattern it's different. And the things are going to continue to keep changing as time goes on here. I'm trying to get into a more easy flow of video for myself, and it takes time to get used to talking, especially about nothing or in reference to the game. But it's getting there, slowly but surely, I'm sure. That doesn't even make sense. Really wish I could turn that. I should have took that phone off whenever I got in, because I modded this truck, I put all these interior items in a while ago. Last time I was on here after my saves corrupted, and then I haven't really been on here much since, but with the upcoming update I wanted to hop back in. I guess thumbnails are something I'd like to talk about as well while they're on my mind. I've been experimenting with thumbnails, I'm sure if you... Oh no! Oh boy, I at least didn't do that much. Oopsie. I've got 3 axles, and one of them is not actually supposed to be touching the ground, so I'm sure it's having an effect on my turning. 4 axles. I got 3 rear axles. There we go. Which one of them is supposed to be an adjustable suspension, for the sake of making things easier. On the topic of thumbnails, as I was trying to say, I've been experimenting with them, and I'm sure it shows quite heavily that I have been trying to add my face into some, trying to mess with proportions of my face, the background being from the game, being something that fits with the game but not the game itself. And I'm trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. And I think I'm starting to get it narrowed down, but I really don't know. Because there's multiple styles of thumbnail, and to put it easily, there's the boring type of thumbnail that's just the game. There's the slightly enhanced version where maybe you add some text to it or something like that. And then there's the more comical style, the type that the bigger YouTubers like Markiplier and such use, where it's heavily edited. That truck broke down. I can't turn this thing. The background may or may not have anything to do with the game, and it's ridiculous, and that's I think that might be the style I'm leaning more into right now in terms of thumbnail, but it's really hard to figure out what works and what doesn't. Because, I mean, for those of you that watch, and especially if you watch something like this all the way through, like, I applaud, because I don't know how long this is going to be, and I'm just starting now. I applaud you. I appreciate you. It means a lot that you'd be willing to sit through however long a video is of me just rambling or screaming or whatever it may be. Because I'm thinking I'm going to try a few more horror games. We'll see how that goes. But I don't do horror very well, but I appreciate you for sticking through these videos as long as you do, even if you don't stick all the way through. But from, you know, the side of the computer I'm on, the side of the camera I'm on, with looking at all the channel analytics and the video analytics, and every video that goes out gets watched. Surprising amount, honestly, especially if you consider the size of my channel from the subscribers that aren't watching. But it's, you know, when I look at the overall channel engagement, there's none there, and it's really hard to figure out what's working and what's not. And it's not about who subscribed or who isn't, or who's watching all the way through or who isn't. It's the videos tend to get around the same no matter what, unless it's something I've done before, which makes it difficult, especially in terms of gaming. Right now, there's not a whole lot of games out. There's not a whole lot new coming out. I mean, we're getting into that time where there's going to be a few more games, but there's not a whole lot. And trying to vary out games, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. Which is, you know, if I decide I wanted to hop back into some more horror games, which I do not enjoy them. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy being scared about as much as the next person. Depending on who that next person is, I guess that would depend. Like, I enjoy a good scare. I do. I enjoy a good scare. But I hate it at the same time. I enjoy playing horror games and being scared, but I hate being scared. Like, it's one thing to be scared, it's another to volunteer yourself for the scares. So getting into those types of games might not really be my thing, but they're the majority of what's available right now. So if you guys want to see some more horror games, you can let me know by hitting that like button down below. Which brings me back to the engagement, right? I'm sure most of you have already clicked off at this point. That's fine, I get it. This video is literally just being made so I have a video for whatever day this goes out on. And, you know, I just spent 2 hours in a ranch simulator, so I'm coming off of cutting wood. It brings me back to engagement, where the videos go out and they get watched. I think it's roughly between 10 and 15 views now. And views aren't what matter, honestly, because when you come to the channel, you click on a video because you want to watch it, because you want to be entertained. And I'm working on getting there. I want to be entertaining for you guys in a way that, you know, maybe I can distract you for however long the video is. Maybe it's 9 minutes, maybe it's 15 minutes, but I can distract you and be a little bit of, you know, be a little bit of entertainment for your 15 minutes or however long. And to get to that point is going to take me some time, because I'm terrible at this. And I want to be that entertainment, right? Like, whenever I started YouTube, that's what I wanted to do. It still is. I want to entertain. I want to entertain you guys, so you have a fun, enjoying 15 minutes or however long it is. And not every video is enjoyable. I mean, whenever I sit down to watch a video from some of the creators I watch, I occasionally click on a video that isn't interesting to me, or maybe I'm just in one of those moods where nothing is entertaining to me and it just drives me even further upset. It's a weird, it hasn't happened in a while, but it does happen from time to time. But I want to be an entertainer for you guys, and I want to entertain you. But whenever it comes to engagement, I'm still on the same path here. I haven't completely lost where I'm going. There's also a GPS in the truck, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not... When it comes to engagement, there is none on the videos. And that's fine. I don't expect there to be engagement, especially right now, given that I'm still over 1,000 subscribers, and only at 15 views a video, if that. I don't expect engagement, but the fact that there isn't any also means that it's harder for me to determine what is and isn't working. So it's great. I'm like I said, I'm more than appreciative that you guys watch the videos. But I'm not asking you to just start liking all the videos. Not at all. But if you enjoy a video, hit the like button. You don't have to leave a comment. Likes are anonymous. And if there's something you don't like, hit the dislike button. Channels aren't affected by likes or dislikes. They are affected by all engagement. So if you went on to one of my videos and just disliked it, that is still positive engagement on that video, believe it or not. Just in case you didn't know. So if you don't like something in the video and you don't want to leave a comment, leave a dislike. Or if you want to give some constructive criticism, you can let me know that too. Just leave a comment, hit the dislike button, tell me what I need to improve upon, because I know that I need to improve upon a lot. I am very new to this, even though I've been doing it since, geez, how long's it been? 2015? I think I started this back in 2015, and I've been on and off since. Started with some GTA clips, moved up to the fursuit stuff, which is still hanging around. It's not going anywhere. Maybe I'll use that to my advantage at some point. Like, whenever we do some streams, maybe that'll be some stream goals once we start getting more people. I don't know what I'm doing with my eyes, why I keep closing one like I'm winking. Don't know what that's about. The whole point of what I'm trying to say is your engagement, be it liking, disliking, commenting, or even just watching, is what is important to any channel, not just this one, not just me. Any channel, it needs engagement, especially when trying to grow. And obviously I'm learning myself. I'm not expecting to grow overnight again. God, no, never. That was terrible. Like, you would think that waking up one morning to a bunch of subscribers would be a great thing. It is horrifying, especially when you're still trying to figure yourself out. So I know I've been losing subscribers. Like, when I started this back again, back in like November, I was at 1,240 something, and now I'm down to, YouTube doesn't really reflect it properly for you guys, I don't think, but it's like 1,229 at this very moment, and it just keeps dropping, and I'm okay with that. Honestly, if people aren't wanting to watch my stuff, or they don't find any enjoyment in it, I understand. There's no need to be subscribed to a channel that you don't want part in or enjoy. But if you do enjoy any part of my videos, even if it's just a fraction, and you can let me know what was good, what wasn't, where it needs to be improved, because it's going to take time. I mean, you can look back at anyone's videos, Jacksepticeye, Spears, anyone. Yeah, I'm giving some examples from people I watch. Zach, bunch of people I watch occasionally from time to time, because I don't have time to just watch videos anymore. At least I shouldn't, but I tend to procrastinate quite a lot. Nerdcubed even. If you go back, you can see some of their older videos, and sure, a lot have been privated at this point, depending on whose channel you're going back in. Or in the case of like Markiplier, where he lost his original channel, not everything's there, but if you go back far enough, you'll find that not everyone started where they are now in terms of interaction or just how they act, I guess. I just said the same thing twice. Which, yeah, that's helped me a little bit in trying to grow as a creator. But for any of you who might also be wanting to become a creator, go look at your favorite creators. Go back, look at where they started. Sure, maybe their current channel won't reflect it or whatever, but everyone starts somewhere. And like, even if you go back in, who did I say, Nerdcubed, if you go back on Dan's videos all the way, like, he was creative even back then, but you can still see the differences between then and now. It just might not stand out as much because some people always start creative. Some people have to learn. Like me, I'm learning. I still look at the viewfinder in my monitor instead of at the camera. And I've been using this camera now for long enough. I should probably know to look at not at the viewfinder. I ain't that old. I was born in the camera generation, but I keep looking at the viewfinder. Probably because it's there. And my camera is dark and blends into the background of the foam padding I have behind it. So maybe at some point I'll figure out how to fix that. Or I'll just get a camera with a viewfinder on it that flips up above it. Because I'm sure that would help a little bit instead of having my viewfinder being OBS on another screen below it. To bring everything back full circle, again, if anyone's even still watching at this point, because I'm sure it's fairly lengthy video for how long I have to drive, unless I just go completely silent at some point, cut it all out. You know, it's engagement matters to every channel, and that's what I was trying to say. So even if you're just watching the videos, it's great. Literally, you don't have to do anything else. But a like, a dislike, or a comment will push that video to the next level. Likes, dislikes, comments, it's all engagement, which is what YouTube looks for. That's what YouTube rewards creators for, essentially, because that's how a lot of videos end up on trending, is they're liked, disliked, or commented on a bunch. So again, I'm not telling any of you to actually go below this video and like it or dislike it or write a comment, because I get lurking. I'm a lurker. Like, whenever I watch other videos, I don't really click like unless it sparks something in me that just truly enjoys it. Or I don't dislike videos unless I absolutely hate it, and I don't comment mostly because I just don't feel like it. But occasionally it has to do with the content itself, or, you know, maybe what I was going to comment has already been commented a bunch. But I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. But my whole point is, you know, if you enjoy the video enough to leave a like, thank you. If something stands out enough to you, either positive or negative, and you feel like I should change that, like, hey, you said something that wasn't funny, you can let me know in the comments. Or if I keep doing something that isn't great, like rambling a bunch like I do all the time, which this video is the exception, just to make that clear, this video is the exception to that. Oh, they're rerouting us. No. Nope. Forget you guys, I'm going through. I'm not gonna make it, am I? I'm going through. I hate when they reroute, because it always tries to put me right back in the same spot anyway. Forget that. Forget their reroute. It actually looks like this one would have just connected up later anyway, so I didn't actually have to do that. Great. As I was saying though, like, channel engagement matters to every channel. So if I say something that isn't funny, or I keep doing something that's not funny, or I ramble too much about absolutely nothing, like, I'm sure you could go back into the not the most recent BeamNG video, but the one before it. I don't remember what the video was called, but it was I was doing the scenarios, right? And after a certain point, I just started kind of rambling about literally nothing. Then I told a story, and then I started rambling again, I think. And, you know, if I do that a lot, you know, you can tell me, hey, you're doing this thing a whole lot, and your videos might be better if you didn't. Because I don't recognize what I do that is or isn't good for the videos. Like, if people enjoy me telling random stories from my past, not that I have any that are really that interesting, I can tell more stories. I can go into games and just tell more stories, just talk like this. Or, if like the Alien video that came out today as I'm recording, the Alien Abduction demo game, if that type of editing is better, or the type from the recent police simulator video I did with Juice, you know, if those types of videos are better and people enjoy that editing, you can hit the like button, which that just says, hey, this editing, this video, I enjoyed it more than the others. Or leave a comment and tell me what part was funnier Like, was it the quicker editing? Was it the text on screen? Was it literally anything? Like, engagement's important for YouTubers, but it's also important for us to learn. And if there's no engagement, there's no learning. So if you guys are watching the videos, that means, A, I'm doing something right. So that's all I really need from every video, is to know that I'm doing something right because you guys are watching. Like, the actual most recent BeamNG video didn't do well. 2 views. And one of them got deleted, and then another view appeared. I don't know what happened there, but it didn't do very well, and I'm still doing this weird thing with my hand. But the video didn't do very well. It got a total of 2 views by the end of that week, and still I think it sits at 2 views. And that is what it is. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was just the same thing as the previous BeamNG video, but it didn't do well, and I don't know if it's because it was too close to the other one, if it was the thumbnail, or what, but no one watched it, and that's fine. So I took that, and I'm not doing any BeamNG videos for a little bit. There'll probably be one in a week or 2, though. I'm just going to say that. Just because, like I said, there's not a whole lot of games to play. But it comes down to the end of the day, is it good thumbnail, or is it good video? Because I'm still terrible at making thumbnails. I got some ideas for some, and then none for others. And some of them just get slapped together last minute. I mean, a lot of my videos actually go out last minute because I procrastinate to my editing, and then they get put together last minute, then they go out, and then they take forever to render in HD because, thank you YouTube, I have to upscale all my videos to 1440p, which is just lovely, thank you. At some point I won't have to do that, but for now I do, because it's what keeps the compression on my face from looking so terrible. Because I've got an older Sony camera, so the quality of it is grainy. Like, I'm sure you can even see that. It's actually an interlaced camera, so thankfully OBS deinterlaces. But yeah, you can see the graininess. I'm sure if you zoomed in, maybe I'll full screen it at this point in the video, I don't know. But on the lights behind me, if you ever look at it in full screen, I don't know if it shows up in the edited versions on YouTube, but when I'm looking at it behind me right now, I can see lines going up and down through the lights, and even across my face a little bit, because it's a bit older, grainier camera. I'd like to get a new one at some point, so that way I can get a flip-out viewfinder and get it set up properly, because this camera, the HDMI port that lets me connect it to my Ripsaw like this, is right underneath it, so I can't even mount it properly. I have this weird cell phone mount holding it in place, because the screw hole is right next to the mounting screw hole is right next to the HDMI port, so it is just really flimsily placed in a phone mount that flips open for like selfies and stuff, and it's just sitting in that. Like, it could just turn or fall out at any point, and it's right above my monitors, which is why it's set up like it is. My monitors are at their lowest, and this is like the lowest I can get my camera, because when it turns on, the lens comes out and then it would bump the monitor, so it's at the lowest it can possibly be while being level, which for some reason always looks unlevel. I don't know if it's me or what, but yeah, it's an older camera, and it scares me every day, because whenever I press the little power button on top, you know, that is enough to make it rotate in the mount that I have it in, which is not fun, because I often have to find myself resetting the camera position. I can't use autofocus because it picks up on the background as more of a face than my face if I sit anything out of center frame. Like, if I'm not in center frame, like I just move over a couple inches, like about that much, the background is now in focus, not me. So I can't even use autofocus. And so I have to rotate the wee. Here we go. Me not paying attention, talking too much. I have to rotate the bezel. It'd be nice if I had a wheel set up. I have a wheel, but I don't have it set up. But I have to rotate the bezel on the lens to focus it, which I also have to reach up to it, and then like my face is, everything's covered by my arm. It's so it's not user friendly for this. So if I'm ever out of focus, that's why, because I have to manually adjust the focus. And I try and get it into a point where I can sit roughly where I'm at. I can back up a little bit from the camera if like I have a relief moment where I just like, oh, or if I need to get in closer for any reason to the monitor. But I can't use autofocus. We even tried putting some like darker pictures and stuff behind, like Spider-Man there, or there's actually a Corvette behind my head right there amongst all of our knickknacks. And it still just, it focuses on everything that's not my face. If I move over even this much, like, then nothing's in focus. And it's not focusing on the fursuit heads, because they're still back there. If I ever zoomed this in or zoomed this out to show the full camera. I don't know what this video is. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Ow, now. Now. Damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about that third wheel. That third set of wheels. Yeah, so at some point I'd like to get a new camera, but I'm also thinking of maybe a standing desk first. I don't... If any of you have standing desks, please let me know. Like, do you feel like they improve your productivity? I feel like it would improve mine, at least in terms of this, because in the... What was that video? Was it the fire video? The fire simulator video? I sat a little off to the side of my microphone more than I normally do. And there's often, like, whenever I inhale, or because right now and for the past several days I've had a, like, busted lip, so my mouth is generating more saliva. So whenever I, like, suck air through my teeth, the microphone will pick up the sound, but it's skippy because the gain that I have it set on. So, yeah, I'm supposed to be about this close to my microphone, but I was sitting off to the side of it more, so it was doing that with a lot more sounds. I'm sure it's doing it in this video too. It's just because I don't have an audio expert to help me get my microphone set up just right. I'm also using the Wave 3 as you've seen, but I'm supposed to use my microphone as a placement for also me being in center frame. Like, this is roughly center frame where I'm hiding the odd lights over there, and I keep leaning the wrong way because I don't have my camera screen inverted. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I feel like maybe a standing desk would help me at least a little bit there. Because if I have a desk to stand at, and then my microphone is always in a similar place, and I can adjust myself around a little bit easier than I can with the chair, because we have hardwood floors and a carpet that's just barely in half my workspace, where my chair rolls around, so it gets in the way, and it makes it hard for me to position my chair just where I want it. Yeah, I'm not sure if a standing desk would really do a whole lot in the way of production, but I feel like it might. Like, also, like, I've been sitting in this chair. God, I started it's been a good at least 4 hours, going on 4 hours I've been sitting in this chair for today's recording session. My back is killing me. So that would probably be a decent benefit into a standing desk, if nothing else. Because a decent day of recording, if you're doing videos like I do, which is only 3 days a week, and I'm thinking about going to every other day, which would then be 4 days a week, or maybe at some point just go 5 days a week and have my weekends, and except for like Saturday to stream or something, but that's a decision for later. You know, a good recording session for me with 3 videos a week is recording those videos roughly on one day, maybe split it out to 2, but I always try and go into the next week. So like this video, let's say this video goes out on Monday. It might actually go out on Monday, I don't know. But if it goes out on Monday, then Tuesday would be an editing day. I would record my 3 videos on Monday. And because this video went out on Monday, it was part of the last recording session, so that gets me the week to finish editing, because some of these videos can be quite long, at least in terms of playback, so I have to edit them down quite a bit, and then that takes time, especially if I'm trying to add any creative flair to them. Probably not this one, but this one will probably take a while to edit. So for me, a good recording day is if I can just get it in one day. That's 4 to 5 hours of recording, because each video I record is roughly around 30 minutes to an hour, except for the ranch video where I played it for almost 2 hours, and literally half of that was just me sitting in silence trying to figure out how to buy a truck. That's roughly, for me at least, how recording sessions go, at least right now. One day a week I'm recording 3 videos, maybe 4 if I'm lucky. That gets me 3 videos, 2 videos for that week and 1 video for the next week, so that way when that video goes out I can record the next 3, the next day edit, and then the next day the first one gets released, and so on and so forth. At least that's how I'm doing it right now. I'm probably going to switch it up a little bit, but if you guys are ever interested in how I'm running my schedule, ask me down below, ask me in the comments. I would gladly kind of go further into detail on explaining this, and maybe as I figure out things for myself and start updating my own schedule, maybe I could let you guys know. And if you're ever interested in making a YouTube channel, or you're making one yourself, or you already have one, whatever, you know, the schedules go a long way into, you know, being productive and running this as a work schedule, because for me this is essentially work, because I don't really do anything else. Yeah, that's roughly how I run my schedule though. And it varies, because I'd like to get into a point where I'm doing 2 recording sessions. No. Not again, I literally just had it weighed. Okay, slow it down. Just had it weighed too. Why do I have to do another one? And some weeks I'm trying to get into a schedule where kind of 2 recording sessions of maybe 2 to 3 videos a session, which again, that's still a lot, because if each video is at least, you know, an hour in terms of recording, we're gonna say at least an hour. Some videos might be 2 hours, some videos might be 30 minutes, but rough average, an hour. And that's not counting any multiplayer recordings that happen, because those happen whenever that they can. I can't necessarily decide those, nor can I set aside a slot for them or how long they're going to be. And I've only got 2 terabytes to save all these videos to. So as soon as they're recorded, they have to be edited at least within the day after, so that way everything can be flushed from my my hard drives or my SSDs or whatever, because I don't have space for it. I've got almost 2 terabytes, I'd say, of games, which some of them I play casually, some of them I play with friends, some of them are for recording purposes only, and that's a lot. And then I've got a terabyte of storage, which is where everything editing goes. Editing, pre-editing, music files, sound effects, everything goes in there. The saves, the finished edits, because they're a lot smaller in terms of size. This video is probably going to be about 200 to 300 gigabytes, and the final product's probably going to be 15. So I have a terabyte of storage for all that. I got 2 terabytes that records everything too, which is, that's a lot of storage, honestly. It's not much nowadays comparatively to everything, but you know, for the price I had, the amount of money I had to spend, that's a lot. Because I was only going to get a terabyte, and I'm glad I didn't. I wouldn't have space for anything after that, my previous recordings today, because they're both, in total, that's 500 gigabytes taken up already. And sure, that still leaves me half, but 2 weeks ago, whenever I did the 12 minutes recording, the first one was over 2.5 hours, I think, in total in that recording time. So whenever I sat down after that, because I had another game lined up to play, I got into it for about 30 minutes, and then my SSD was full. Completely full. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. I don't remember how I got onto this topic. But yeah, no, my SSD was completely full. So it takes a lot to get... Oh, right, scheduling. It takes a lot to get into a decent schedule, especially if I'm recording, you know, 3, 4, or 5 hours a day that I am, not a day, but on the days that I do record. So today, probably 2 days from now, And then in-betweens are the editing days, and if I can get everything edited, great. If I can't, then it's split out throughout the rest of the days, because some of these can take, so like if these are 3 hours long, if a video is 3 hours long, it's going to take me at least an hour and a half to edit it, and that's if I'm able to find all the dead spots where nothing's happening that I can cut out easily. Otherwise, I'm watching through the entire thing, which is then another 3 hours, plus editing time, which probably knocks it up to about 4 hours of editing. And that's like the amount of time that I allow myself to sit in this chair for work. I'm allowing myself a little bit more today because well, I spent a lot more time than anticipated in ranching sim. I keep looking at the viewfinder again. I don't know why. Why can't I just look up at the camera? It's right there. The camera's right there. I could easily look up to it. I don't know if it's that it blends in. I don't know if it's that it's not interesting. I don't know if I'm more interesting. I looked at myself intentionally there. Like, I'm wearing a pink shirt, so maybe I'm drawing my own attention because the shirt's so vibrant in the viewfinder. Well, the ears are vibrant. I don't know. If you guys ever want to, like, you want me to go more in-depth on my schedule, because I went a little bit further in-depth there than I intended, but if you ever want me to go fully in-depth on it, or if I ever start changing it up and you guys want to be kind of kept in the loop about that for whatever reason, yeah, just let me know down in the comments. I'd be happy to talk about it. I'm happy to talk about pretty much anything. I don't have a lot of interesting stories from my past, but I will talk about pretty much anything. Especially if it just intrigues me a little bit. That's all it really takes to get me talking. But much like with this game, if there's, like, this game was a request, and again, like I said, long time ago that it was requested now. And I intended to get to it sooner, but I felt like I'd be too boring. Right? So I held off, and I'm recording it today, because I'm running out of games, and I don't feel like jumping back into Subnautica or Chernobylite right now. But if there's ever any games that you guys would like to see, you can always just go into the comments and request a game. Like, I'm not opposed to trying games that you guys are interested in seeing me check out. I mean, some games aren't up my alley, and if I don't think I would enjoy it, I probably won't play it anyway, but it never hurts to ask, and if seems like something I'd like to play, then great. Because, I'll get into this in a second. I'm gonna find a place to park to sleep, and then I will kind of explain my mindset whenever it comes to getting in recording sessions. If you guys want to request a game, you can down in the comments, and like I said, I got a lot of games on here on this system that are just casual play them by myself type games, and some multiplayer games and some of this and that, and I'm perfectly fine with wasting money every now and again, not always, but every now and again, to pick out a game that you guys would like to see. Like if you asked for, what's that game? I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but there's another game coming out in a couple days from now called Psych. And I'm probably going to pick it up, probably going to play it. And if you guys don't want to see it, I probably won't play it by myself. That'd be a waste of money. But, like, I wouldn't be against checking it out for myself. But it's a horror game, so it's not necessarily the type of thing I'd just play alone. I mean, I'd be playing it alone, but you know what I mean. So, when it comes to me sitting down and getting into the mindset to play something, I like to try new things more than games I have played before. Like this game, I played it before, but it's kind of a game where I can just kind of roam and let my mind wander and talk to you guys. And I'm taking my hand off the controller again. Whereas something like, say if I was to just go into GTA 5 or GTA Online and record that, not 5M, but, you know, if I was just to go into GTA 5 or Online and play that, or if I was to go back to Cyberpunk right now, we're going to an older Watch Dogs, you know, my mind's gonna be like, oh, okay, I know all this. There's not a whole lot here for my brain to be like, oh my, wow, or ooh. So it kind of gets harder for me to talk, and this is something I myself have to move past in order to be a better entertainer for you guys. And I also gotta start looking at the camera. Ooh, I feel like it'd be also a little easier if I had a standing desk. But that's neither here nor there. But it's easier for me to get lost in a world that I've not experienced before. Like if I was to play Psych, sure, it's a horror game. Sure, it's supposed to be immersive. At least horror games are usually supposed to be immersive in order to get you right into that, like, oof factor. So I'm not against horror games for that, and I'm looking forward to it, actually. But it's one of those games, it'll be new, so it'll be easier for me to talk to, whereas, like, another game that I had lined up to possibly play today was Red Faction Guerrilla Remastered. But I haven't got around to it because I've played it before and I just don't really know what I'd do, or like that's part of why I avoided this game for so long, is I don't know what I'd do, or I'd be kind of boring in that because of A, B, or C. And sure, this game, it's going to be boring for some no matter what. You're here to listen to me talk, I guess. And if you're here to see the truck driving, then I am terribly sorry. I have probably offended you, because clearly I can't drive a truck. But, you know, it is what it is, and if you guys want to see games, you can always request them, and I'm more likely to try and request games than picking something out myself. Like, I'll probably still do Red Faction Guerrilla at some point in the next couple days, but if I don't like that recording, or if I don't like that session of me talking, it's gonna just be deleted. That's what's gonna happen. But it never hurts to have extra recordings of stuff like that, in case, like, something happens, maybe, you know, my lip gets busted again, and I can't talk, well, then I have an extra video on standby. Oh, we're actually getting close to the drop-off point now. Turn that cruise control back on to 50. And, yeah. Never, and if it's a multiplayer game, SnowRunners. I'd like to play some SnowRunners, or even this in Convoy, or, you know, other games like that, like that, multiplayer stuff. But getting the ability to do that is not easy, because my schedule is all over the place, except for my recording days and my editing days. Otherwise, my schedule is all over the place, and I never know when I have time to do things. And a lot of these things, like this or SnowRunners, would have to be done within, you know, Neon Gaming. That's a bunch of people that I just unfortunately haven't been in videos lately because I haven't been in 5M. But I don't have time to pop into 5M right now because I get lost in it, and I'm often quiet. If you ever watch any of my older stuff on 5M, I'm often quiet unless I'm in a LEO role or we're doing a chase-a-thon. But even then, I don't have time for it, and there's various reasons, but part of it is scheduling conflicts. Once a certain point of the day hits, I don't have the ability to record anymore, usually, because, you know, again, like, you can't see it, but just off there, that's Nuke's desk, and he can be loud even when he's not talking. Like, this microphone picks up everything. Not as bad as the Yeti did, but it still picks up quite a lot, very heavily limiting me to what I can do, which recording then, unless multiplayer with him isn't a thing. And even then, that recording can be kind of, for lack of a better word, annoying, because trying to edit his audio out of my microphone is not fun. So, I'm always open for multiplayer stuff, like Convoy in this, or SnowRunners. Because I'd love to play some SnowRunners, but I don't think it'd be a great video without, you know, people. And just the scheduling conflicts restrict me from really being able to get in and to do a lot of stuff like that. And yeah, there's various things. And if you guys ever want to know more, like I said, just leave a comment, ask me down below, and maybe I'll play another game like this, or just talk for a little bit to you guys. Maybe I'll stream, chat, something. I don't know. We'll see how it works, but always, if there's ever a game you think would be interesting to see me play, horror, adventure, open world, trash, whatever, you just comment it. I'm always more than happy to check out games whenever I got the money to potentially waste on them, because money's hard to come by right now. I don't mean it in a bad way. Like, I am more than happy to check out games and play games, and like, I've spent more money on games than I care to admit. At least in terms of games that I don't even play now. Oh boy, this is not gonna go well, is it? Come on. Come on. Use that third axle for something. Well, I think that's gonna do it for American Truck Sim today. But like I've said throughout the video, if you guys are interested in me talking about anything, ask down below. Any interesting games you know of that are coming out or are out or whatever, let me know down below. I'm more than happy to check out games. More than happy to answer your questions. Channel engagement is important. So if you didn't like this video, like honestly, if you just didn't like me doing this type of video, hit that dislike button. That's fine. Tell me down below. I'm understanding. I'm open for constructive criticism. So thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me that you take your time to watch these videos and enjoy them to the extent that you do. At least I hope you do. And that's going to do it for American Truck Sim, at least today. If you guys want to see more, you know what to do. Thank you everybody so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in whatever comes next. Bye guys.